The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. The United Nations warns that around hundreds of thousands of people may flee Sudan as rival military factions battled in the capital. UN Refugee Deputy Chief Raouf Mazou said his agency was planning for an exodus of 815,000 people, 580,000 of which were Sudanese, while the rest were foreign refugees. This as more bloodshed is expected as fighting continues in Khartoum. Despite a supposed ceasefire, the UN says around 73,000 people have left Sudan. Health authorities report that the fighting has so far left 528 dead and 4,600 people wounded. On Monday, Russia launched its second large salvo of missiles at Ukraine in recent days, damaging buildings and killing at least 2 people. The attack, which hit the eastern city of Pavlohrad, wounded at least 40 individuals. Ukrainian officials say 18 cruise missiles were fired from Russia's Murmansk and Caspian regions, 15 of which were intercepted. The attack follows Friday's launch of more than 20 cruise missiles and 2 explosive drones at Ukraine, the first to target Kyiv in nearly 2 months. Multiple fatalities have been reported after a dust storm triggered vehicular crashes along a highway in Illinois. Local police said the pileup involved roughly 40 to 60 passenger cars and about 20 commercial vehicles. More than 30 people were transported to hospitals with injuries, and there are reports that some have died. The incident happened near the town of Farmersville, about 200 miles southwest of Chicago. Officials said it was caused by excessive winds blowing dirt from farm fields, resulting in zero visibility. French President Emmanuel Macron faced nationwide protests on Labor Day amid proposed pension reforms in France. Demonstrators launched peaceful protests nationwide to oppose the unpopular increase in retirement age in France. In the city of Nantes, protests included union leaders carrying banners, smoke from red flares, and even a choir. However, one protest in the city of Lyon turned violent when demonstrators pelted riot police and set cars and some shops alight. Moves to lift the retirement age by 2 years to 64 resulted in a nationwide pushback against French President Emmanuel Macron, who has been perceived by many as indifferent to their daily hardships.
Il faut qu'on continue sur la pénibilité, sur effectivement les carrières difficiles, les pré-retraites, tout ça, etc., qui peut permettre d'atténuer les choses. Mais de dire que ce gouvernement va faire marche arrière, je serais hypocrite de dire que j'y crois, quoi. À moins vraiment qu'il démissionne ou qu'il y ait une grosse révolution ou un tous amis, j'en sais rien. Voilà. Non, mais il faut toujours être honnête avec les salariés. Il faut dire le combat continue, mais sur ce point particulier, ben voilà, on a perdu, mais on va gagner sur d'autres.
Je trouve que démocratiquement, c'est pas... ça ne nous représente pas en fait, dans le sens où nous on a élu des gens qui sont censés nous écouter et en fait on se rend compte qu'on n'est pas vraiment écouté parce qu'on a été beaucoup dans la rue et c'est une réforme qui passe en force.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Investigators have begun the first autopsies on people linked to a doomsday cult in Kenya. They had completed 10 autopsies comprising of 9 children and 1 female adult. A pathologist said the body showed signs of starvation and asphyxiation in some cases. These are from over 100 remains discovered last month in shallow graves in Kilifi County. Authorities said they were followers of the Good News International Church led by Pastor Paul Mackenzie. He allegedly instructed them to starve themselves to death in order to be the first to go to heaven. Mackenzie and 14 other suspected cult members have been in police custody since April 14.
Generally, most of them had features of starvation. We saw features of people who have not eaten. There was no food in the stomach. The layer of fat was very small. The liver was fatty. These are things we look for in people with starvation.
Britain's King Charles III will be wearing historic coronation robes that were also worn by his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Let's take a look at these royal vestments in this report by the Associated Press.
So both the Supertunica and the Imperial Mantle were last worn at the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II on the 2nd of June 1953, so they haven't been worn for 70 years. As part of our care of items in the collection, obviously they're very carefully looked after. So a very long tradition of re-wearing these two pieces, and that is what gives them their incredible symbolism and of course their great significance and sense of place in history. Which is attached to 2 strips of
Fashion's biggest night is currently underway. Celebrities and key personalities in the world of fashion have started arriving at the Metropolitan Museum to grace this year's Met Gala. Kicking off the red carpet is Vogue's editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour, arriving arm-in-arm with British actor Bill Nighy, seemingly confirming a rumored romance. Met Gala co-host Penelope Cruz, meanwhile, arrived at the red carpet wearing a stunning Chanel wedding gown and a veil. Another co-chair, Dua Lipa, has also hit the Met's carpeted steps, wearing a tweed ball gown from Chanel and a Tiffany & Co. diamond necklace, reportedly worth $10 million. The theme of this year's Met Gala is Karl Lagerfeld, a line of beauty, which hopes to celebrate the late designer's life and fashion legacy. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.